This is how I turn this and this into not that and not that. But it's got to get worse before it gets better. So I'm going to clean up this engine bay. It's going to have like a shaved look. Gonna get rid of most of the holes, weld them up, making it real nice so I can give it a good paint. Because it has no engine loom, but still has a body loom. I got the positive there, just hooked up to this little one, and I got my ground. It's working. If I just disconnect that connector real quick, and it should go green. And if I quickly go, I get that one down, the rears. Now you can kind of see what I mean by if you run both windows down, it's pillarless. Like that. I think that's like the coolest thing about it. Like one big window, just like that. So I'm just going through taking off crusty old electrical tape that was vinyl, which is real sticky and shit. But I've got this new stuff. Car builders. This is underbody tape, electrical tape, and this is fleece tape. So the fleece tape goes inside the cabin, like below your footwell and stuff, and then I'm gonna put this underbody solvent resistant and waterproof stuff in my engine bay. I'll just start buffing off the paint and filling the holes that I want on, and then yeah, I'll just slowly chip away at this thing. So I've just got a 3M, hold on. It's got a 3M Scotch-Brite pad, and it holds like this. They look ugly. I just take my wheel and just lightly go over it. Just enough so I can get a good weld with no contaminants. And I might go through the other side as well. And pretty much gone everywhere doing that. Just everywhere it's not needed. Like there's lots of holes over there that just had clips. Lovely. So I'm just gonna try test out plug welding with a aluminium backing. So I haven't really done any welding holes like on thin stuff, just bigger stuff. I'm gonna try that with the aluminium backing, try kind of like figure out my settings, and then we'll go from there. So my welder's got, I think, a pretty cool feature. If you go to MIG, well, you can do smart set, and it will basically do everything for you, but you can't really, well, if you know what you're doing, you don't really need to, well, to do that. I just got that one. And then, what do I do? You can do your pre-flow, after-flow, but yeah, I'll just play with this. So I'm just gonna grind down these, if I can pick it up, these little, I guess, filler pieces, and then grind them down for a circle, and then I'll come over here and I'll fit it in, and I'll get my magnet doorstop, set it there, and then weld it. So we've been welding up holes and it's going pretty good. I've got the welder set up way better. So I've currently got it on about 13.8 volts and 4.6 meters per minute Y speed, and got some pretty nice plug welds on these holes. Some definitely harder than others. I can manage to do bigger ones like these with no like plug in there, just spotting it out, but it's definitely a lot easier with it with this piece. I'll show you. It's like this that you just put in. Otherwise it's going really well. So what I try to do after welding, like this little one or that little one, is I like to take a torch and I just like to shine it through to see if there's any little pinholes. There's none on this, so that's good. But in ones like here where it's important, you just take your torch and then go behind. It's just a good way to make sure your work's good, and then it won't just rust through after you protect it, obviously. But yeah. Looks quite a bit different now. Give it a bit of a vacuum and a wipe. This carpet's filthy as well. That probably took me like a couple good hours, but done now. Looks way better. I'm pretty sure it is a brown interior, but it kind of looks red to me. But it turned out way better, apart from that hole in the driver's footwell. But that's kind of expected. It's like old as, so yeah. And I'll quickly do this one. Have some nasty juice from that carpet. Now it's dried out. Way better. Used to be so much dust on this. There's a bit of gum there, but way better. Alright, I'm probably like half a week in, 3 solid days into shaving the engine bay. But we got some good progress. You can just see from the amount of metal on the floor how much I've been just grinding shit off. Got this whole radiator support all straight. We got all the holes pretty much that I don't want welded up. There's still a few that have little pinholes, but I use a little bit of aluminium. So you just pop that, let's say, against this. So you just go underneath and then you tack, so it doesn't just blow through, and you can kind of keep something solid without it welding to this, because it won't weld to Ellie. Yeah, hammer that straight. Just been getting everything flush. Just turning it down to right. Next thing I think will be deciding if I keep those, because these have little thread inserts in the back. I won't keep all of them, but I'll keep some like that. But that's kind of close to the turbo, so it's pretty hot, so maybe not keep those. I also took the wheel off, and just to get in there, just grind out the back of it so you don't have ugly weld sticking. So when you go to paint it, it's half decent. Not that you'll ever see it, but I like to do a good job. So it's been probably like the better part of a week. But the engine bay looks a lot better, and it's definitely coming together. This is how it looks right now. So welded up all of that. That had a bunch of holes in it. Hole there, hole there, there, there. Heaps down there. This whole front radiator support. It's pretty flat right now. A lot of things need bog though, well, a bit of filler just to make it perfect, but I'm not too worried about little pinholes and stuff like that. So this will get, I think, a etch primer, then a seam sealer, and then we'll chuck on a bit of rubber coating all around. Once I do both wheel arches, I can start sanding everything and getting it ready for paint. It's definitely a shit ton of work goes into it. A lot of work and just a lot of time doing little things that you wouldn't think of. So I'm gonna do a little cutout of this whole thing because it's kind of real shitty and it's too big now. They've folded the corners, so I've just flattened them back out. But I'm gonna put tape over so I can get a bit of a template and then cut it out, chuck a new one in, and then make my own hole. Alright, so just cut that a little bit out and then just make a little patch. You kind of don't want hole to be kind of like sharp edges, because that makes it for a worse weld. So you take this and then we'll just draw from the inside our mark. We got our template, stick it down, and we'll cut it out. So we can now take this, see if it fits. Probably won't, just from first, but that's all good. Yeah, so close, do a little bit of trimming, and we'll see how I can get it. So I just have it perfectly sitting in there, just holding it in by a magnet, my torch magnet. So I'll just start getting it super flush and just tacking it where I can and working around. So what I've kind of just tacked it in right now, but what I kind of find is if it's not really flush with your finger, you can get a little screwdriver and then you bend it either side to where you can feel it's flush, and then you can quickly put a tack in and then it'll hold there. Or just around here, see I have a little bend because it's just a bit of a contour. I might need to take my cutting wheel and just zip through there so I can get a good flush weld. I finally got it in. It's just perfect. I'll go around zigzagging and just kind of trying to keep heat away from the panel, and then I'll grind it back and see where we're at. So I've just sanded down and just pretty much just prepped it for body filler. So that's all pretty much done. So like this one, I'm gonna put a patch in here, but the hard thing is the chassis rail seam is to this quarter seam, so it's double thickness. So I'm gonna have to split the seam, cut this out, and then around here I'll have to weld it onto here, and then I'll clamp it back together or bash it back together, and then try seam seal all around there. That's kind of going to be my cut line, this half circle oval kind of thing. Split the seam, put the patch in there, work it out from there. So this is probably a better view from this side. So we're going to take out this bit and then weld another thing on there, clamp them together, and probably spot weld them. So again, just make a little template, sketch that out, and then cut it on that stuff. Stuck it on our 1mm, then we'll cut it out. So I've just made a few holes for to replicate the spot welds or the plug welds. So that should just fit there, kind of like that. And then plug weld that and that one there. And then we'll seam seal all around there. And we'll prime it first probably, then seam it, and then yeah. Also just quickly tape off where I want it to go. Don't really want it to go everywhere, so that's good, just that area. Then just a little bit of a make sure to get behind there. And there. So I've just got it tacked in place here, but you can see what I mean when I'm tacking. Since there's an overlap here, if you just put your screwdriver in and then just then just barely pry it over till it's closed like that, and then you can tack it. And you can see this lip right here is just not fitting, so I'll just run a quick blade between there, and then it will be a perfect gap as well, because you want to get penetration on both sides instead of like something like that where it's just like on the surface. Take a look around here. It's pretty good. So it's all lined up with all the factory lines and stuff, and then plug weld there, there, and there. And it'll be mint. So here's the product. So basically just need to put a hole in it and then run my intercooler piping through it. Now is time to just paint each arch black with purple pearl, I think.